Bingo. Hey, 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 fellow particles of the light. How are all of you, particles of the light and love? We are good. We are
Never better.
yes.
Honestly, that might be true. I just said today, I really didn't start living my life until I was like in my 30s.
She did say
I feel
that.
great. And like financially stable. Like just living my best life. Like doing things that I just like. Lisa signed me up for a 5K, and I was like, wow, I've always wanted to do one of these, but like never had the balls to do it.
Always
And-
felt like it never do that.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, those paint lines look really fun and it's for a good cause, and like I just never would have had the courage to do it. I was like, I can't run that long, I can't. But like, yeah, just and like learning new instruments, learning new languages, traveling, making new friends, just stepping out of my comfort, like really living,
She
doing
really
good
is doing
things,
all those
volunteering, you know, working out, taking care of
It
myself,
sounds so
learning
overwhelming.
self-control.
It's all true. She's doing.
I mean, I
all of it.
really am like great. I mean,
She's
I'm
learning
not to rub
French.
that in anybody's
She
face,
was learning
but
Spanish
things are great.
too, but I don't know if you're still learning Spanish too. Maybe you dropped
No,
off
I was
on
learning
one.
Italian.
Oh, Italian,
I already
yeah,
know
that's
a
right.
little Spanish. I'm always
I forgot about
studying
Italian, yeah.
anything that comes out. Like anytime I run into anybody's Spanish, we're like.
But the fact that she, is learning 2 languages on top of, she was learning 2 languages. She's still working on
I'm
French.
still learning Sanskrit and
Oh yeah, 3 languages.
English.
And then, like I said, she just has to be busy. She has to.
But I enjoy, and it's going to. This is purposeful. Again, I'm not trying to rub it in anybody's face, but like
Yeah.
that will totally lead into our topic for today.
Yep.
Which we decided we would touch up on, like the mind over matter / manifestations, and how we're always talking about how powerful your thoughts
We're
are,
always manifesting. We
and
just
how
don't know it.
yes, we are limitless creators, and we are always creating something, and that starts in here. And we are going to give some
The
examples.
mind is powerful.
Isn't it though? Everything starts up here.
So much
Everything is a
power.
thought before it's an action. Like who does stuff without like?
I thought provoking it.
Yeah, you have to think it first to create the action. So we, we're always discussing all these things. They kind of all run into one. So
Which is why
thought that
we
we
should
would
think higher thoughts, which is why, we should think on higher principalities and higher ideas, because they matter so much. That juju comes back. Our words,
we get what we
and
put out.
things we do don't come back to us void. There's always reactions to everything. There's always
It's a ripple effect, and I do believe we get what we put out. I believe in the law
fruit
of
from the
attraction.
seed. Yep.
So what you put out, you get back. And also maybe it's action consequence. I don't know, like you think good things, you're usually doing good things, and then so you're gonna get good consequences back. I don't know, but there's something to be said for it, and we're gonna give some examples. Because cause and proof right here of some of the things that we've been manifesting. I don't know, I'm sure some people feel odd about that word, but for lack of a better term, I mean basically
It's
it's
basically
same
just
as
creating
mind
your-
over matter.
Yeah.
Your thoughts are
Creating
powerful.
your reality by thinking about the end result of what you want. Thinking about having what you want. Thinking about doing what you want. Thinking about being what you want. And when you think about it enough, it becomes an action that you do because you're acting on that belief in yourself. And then you realize, oh, that action caused an effect, and the effect is good and is propelling me towards my end goal. So then you have motivation in realizing, oh, my thoughts, and you just start checking your thoughts. Check. Nope, you're gone. You can stay. You can grow. You got to go.
I just told somebody that about 5 minutes ago, where I was like, you need to stop with the negative, and like, again, well, I repeated our advice from before, so you can cut this out if you want, but about like, you ever met somebody that told a lie so often they believed it? You can do that to yourself and tell yourself the same thing until you believe it. And that's what I've been doing. And so that will kick this off with the first one, and then we can maybe just go back and forth and bounce what we were have discussed.
Okay.
But that one does kick off my first one that I'm sure anybody who's been following us will remember that I was smoking and telling myself daily that I was a non-smoker,
Yes.
even while I was smoking. And then it got to the point where I even tried cutting down. Me and my sister, like, she put me on, we both put me on a limit, and each day I was going to, like, smoke, or each week or whatever. When I felt comfortable, I would smoke less and less. Well, then that, you know, just put stress on me. I don't know. That didn't work for me. So I was not counting my smokes, but I just started manifesting or mind over mattering the fact that I told her one day, I said, you know, she was like, how's the quitting smoking going? And I was like, you know, I haven't really been actively trying like I was. There's a lot going on. However, I'm not even worried about it anymore because I know I'm going to quit. Like, I just have this feeling that it's coming to an end. And so I'm going to ride that out. And I have not been smoking for
like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I got a vape like 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I'm not sure. And I was doing that with my smoking at first to try to cut back. And then, not that that's like any better, I'm not recommending that. But now, I still am vaping here and there. Especially when I'm like around something that triggers me, like drinking coffee, hanging out with my mom. If I have a trigger, then it helps so I don't revert back to that, but we're not going to replace one addiction with another. So it is definitely, I'm using it as an aid. Mm-hmm. However, I still think that I have manifested and thought, you know, like, just put it out into the world. She's drinking my coffee.
Me too.
And here we are. And you guys know that's hard. And I've been smoking for a long time, and I like had tried to quit so many times, and it was so hard, and I could never do it long term. And honestly, this time I feel so much different about it. Like,
you can tell she feels different about this time because she's not suffering.
I would ever want to go back to it. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna pick this back up in a month or a week. Like, I have no desire to ever. I'm like, now that I have broke that chain,
no kidding,
I have no desire to ever want a cigarette again.
You death stick.
Yes. So that is just one example of how mind over matter has affected
and she's
my life.
Affected me as a ripple because I'm now vaping as well. Just to cut down, I haven't quit smoking, but I'm definitely cutting down smoking by vaping.
Doing the I'm a non-smoker.
I'm doing that. I'm a non-smoker, and I'm doing that. I'm doing the mental. I can't wait until I'm truly not, like, I'm literally telling myself, like, I can't wait until I'm not a slave to these stupid things. I can't wait until they don't have any power over me anymore. I can't wait until I overcome these death sticks. I'm calling them horrible names because they are. And talking to myself about them daily, but I know that mentally, like, I'm just not ready yet, but I'm definitely doing physical, like, she is
Ripple
inspiring me
Ripple
to
effect.
Yeah, so and she even bought the vape.
Be an inspiration.
Yeah.
I talk to my doctor thing all the time. I want to be an inspiration, so you got to do good things if you want to inspire good things.
Yeah. And my doctor was like, yeah, I'm not going to, what she just said. He's like, I'm not going to recommend you vape, but I'm going to recommend you vape before you smoke. So I'd rather you do that than that, but try not to replace it. Just like she just said, use it for a crutch for when you really are craving a cigarette or you're in a situation, like she said, where you're triggered and that you need something. Use it for that, but don't use it all day as a habit like you would a cigarette because it's going to become a habit. Because then you're just
replacing one habit with another.
Yeah.
So that was not my goal, but I'm not doing that. Like, I'm going to be off both, and I'm going to start now manifesting the next, but I still feel better, smell better.
She's just a and she does smell better.
I have still accomplished one of my goals, which was to not smoke cigarettes. Now we're going to make it, not smoking at all, but progress, and we're all about progress.
It's the progress,
enjoying the journey, being proud during the journey.
Every step, congratulate yourself. Every step, be proud of yourself. Every step, remind yourself that, hey, I'm actually acting on, my faith in myself. I'm actually acting on the fact that I think I can do this, that I am able to do this. I can do anything I want to do.
Yes.
So you have to actually act on it, and she's inspiring. She's just, inspiring me to do so, and I'm so grateful for that because I need the inspiration because I'm a hard nut to crack.
She's codependent
on everything. so
that's
I'm codependent on peanut M&Ms at this point. It's 9/10 of the law that I am anything I like.
We're
I
still
love
on the 9/10 of the law. So self-control is 9/10 of the making better choices law.
Amen.
Okay?
And it's also a gift of the Spirit. That's why I feel like it's, we can hone that gift and just become, like you said, limitless.
We are limitless.
Yes.
We are limitless. That's another
But
affirmation
hone that
I am
self-control.
reminding myself daily. So you had a couple instances where you manifested, like with your car.
I did.
Was one of the things.
What happened was I got in a wreck and I totaled the car that I had, and it was a fairly new car to me. So I was a little bit devastated, but at the same time, I just kept telling myself, I think it was out of desperation. Like, I wasn't even doing this as an exercise to do anything. I was doing this as a desperation thing to be like, you cannot stress anymore. Like, your mind is not in a good place right now. So I just kept telling myself, it doesn't matter. It's just a car. I'm going to have another one. Every car I've ever wrecked before, guess what? I got or fell apart or broke down or whatever. I always got another one. Like, you're going to get another one. It's going to happen. It's going to come away. Guess what? It wasn't a month. And I had another car. And thank God for, the people in my life that care about me enough to make sure I had another car. But then that car, something happened with that car. And I think we had a podcast about that. And it was the thing that broke that made me go right instead of left. Well, anywho, when that happened, that could have been a major thing. Like, I was worried that it was a major thing.
You definitely could have went sideways. You're like, I just got this.
Just got this car, yeah. But no, I laughed. And immediately I just said, like, it doesn't matter. Again, like, you're not going to crack. Like, it's not going to break you. Like, it's just a car. You're going to get it fixed because you know you will, because you have to have a car. There's people around you that love you and care about you enough to make sure that you are going to be okay. Well, even if I had to drive her car, which was the plan. By the end of the night, the car was fixed. I mean, it was because I just refused. I was like, I'm not going to look at this like this. I'm just not. I'm done being negative.
I really do think there's something that puts it out there that, like, everything's connected and the energies and everything. And not to mention, I have a very strong belief that God does, like, he's never failed me. I'm like, if I lose all my jobs, I'm not gonna starve to death. Like, I just don't worry about those things. They're just things. I'm gonna be fine. Like, I've always had what I needed. But I really do believe that part of that, or if not all of that, is because I know and trust, and like, so, like, it's a combination of, like, just trusting. My faith is so strong that, like, God promises, like, he's like, I got you. So I trust that. But because I'm putting that thought out there as well, it brings it into fruition.
I think he tests us all the time, too. And I think that sometimes it's just a test. It's just life. But it's a test. How are you going to react? Like,
I think we test ourselves. I think we come here to grow our spirits, and so we, like, pick these things to go through. And like we were talking about last time about cycles, like, it's this test, but I feel like we've done it to, like, grow ourselves spiritually. So, like, if we pass that test and learn how to overcome this with that kind of perception, then we can move on to the next one, and grow spiritually from that one, or we can recycle and keep doing it
and keep going through the same cycle.
But that's just my opinion, because I don't think God is, like, I don't think he is, like...
No, I don't think he tests us to make us suffer in any way. I don't think he wants us to suffer anyway. But I do think that he tests us... Yeah, in a good way. Like, to refine, just like refining, a diamond or whatever. They go through fire.
For sure.
Because this is life. You're not going to get out of it unscathed.
Yeah.
Get a clue. So yeah, you are going to get tested.
Trust.
Yes. And give up your whole idea of what
control.
Yeah, because your crap ain't working. You're not controlling it. Like, it's controlling you. And once you realize that, and you're like, okay, I'm going to let go of control of everything in the world and worry about my self-control, because that's the only thing I can control.
And our perception and, like, our attitudes and how we think about things.
Yes.
I agree.
And so I just I was like, no, you're not going to sit here and kill yourself with these thoughts. You're not going to torture yourself until you get another car. Because guess what? You've done that before and you still ended up with another car. Like, you always do. So either you can torture yourself like you have before in this same cycle. This is a cycle as well, with me with the cars, okay? And you always freak out about cars. You always say there's nothing worse than car trouble. It's so stressful. It's so this. It's so that. No, it's not. You have people around you that care about you, and that's what matters. They will make sure you get from A to B. They will make sure. You need to learn to go ahead and accept the fact that other people got your back when you're low or when you need help.
Which is also
when you're
God
struggling.
working through, I believe, God working through those other people. So again, with
Yes.
the trust thing, like, I've got you.
Start trusting some people.
But I also think, like, yeah, that our higher selves, I was like,
trust the results.
Like,
Trust the process.
Mind over matter that. Like, if you go, and also action consequence, though. Like, common sense. Like, if you think that you're just screwed, then you're probably not.
You already are that's 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, then
You
you've
just
already
screwed yourself.
made it that way.
Congratulations. You paid
Right.
yourself.
You're like, because you're not going to put in the effort to do it. You're going to, everything's going to go
done
downhill.
that. I've done that.
So that's with that. Now with like another one of my mind over matter, or like this is more like a just put out into the universe and got back what I was putting out, was, as we all know, one of my big things about wanting to expand my social circle with more like-minded people. And that was like one of the points of this podcast as well, as we've mentioned. However, it was not until very recently,
It's crazy.
like maybe a month ago, that I actually, so like that was one of my intentions, but I had never really like spoke it or prayed it or like really like just like said it, like actually, like I said, it was an intention and we had said it, but like I just hadn't like put
You
it.
had definitely said it several times.
Yeah, but I had not
heard
been
you say it
like,
in the intent.
oh, okay, like let me be open to that.
Purposely,
and let me pray,
right?
Like, purposely,
She never
yeah.
purposely
Like put it
put
out
it out
there.
there, but she was talking about it a
But
lot.
I had wanted
how
it.
She was looking for she wanted to
I
find
wanted
some
it, but I didn't really ask for it.
because
or
she
put
didn't
it out
really
there.
have any. It was like me and her. Where's the weirdos?
You guys know how needy I was.
She had tons of friends because she's a people person, but they weren't like-minded friends. Like you know,
Weird,
Yeah,
like me.
yeah.
So I found a bunch of weirdos, and I'm super excited.
I am too.
So I mean, to the point. So like, even like
Super,
we
super
were just
happy.
talking. One of my friends,
We
who
found
I've
some
known,
old friends.
yes,
We found some new
that
friends.
I didn't even would have never assumed thought like me, and
She's known people for years.
we've been hanging out and we get to talking, and I so you know I start being me because that's what I am, and just testing the waters. We were in so much agreement
To
about
see if
so
they're
many things,
as weird as her or not.
or just trying to share positive juju. And I'm like, well, this is how I look at it. I want to be positive. I want to help you, and they just were so on the same page. And I was like, wow, I now see this person in a whole new light.
Yes.
Because I see them as a blessing or like an answer to my prayer.
They're an evolved particle now.
Yes, I
And
made
I would have
another
never known
friend
if they
that
hadn't
was
opened up.
super like-minded, and I've like never met anybody so like-minded to me before in my life, and I just know that again the universe is
crazy.
working for me. Also,
In a good way. Crazy good.
Yes,
Crazy
like,
magical.
I don't feel like an outcast anymore, and I also like have people who, because iron sharpens iron, so like
Yes.
now I have somebody who I can like bounce ideas off or discuss or learn from. Like I always feel like I'm filling up people's cups, and like I now have somebody,
To fill
a
your
friend,
cup.
yeah, well, and just like again to like inspire new ideas, new thoughts, new perception, like on different
To
things.
be
And like
to be a
to
sharpener
elaborate
for
more,
her
yeah,
iron.
on some of the things that I am interested in but haven't really delved into, and I've just learned so much, and then also been inspired, and that is huge for me, and she's also super excited because
Super excited,
I don't
because some
have
of them-
to bug her all the
Right.
time now.
right.
But even to the point where I have to mention this because it was so bizarre, and not really
Yes.
when I think about it because
Right.
everything works out the way it's supposed to. But I went and got a new tattoo a couple days ago and sat there and talked to my tattoo artist. Like I was nervous when I went in there because I'm picky about who does my artwork.
Yes.
Had a gift card, so I was like, we're gonna do it. As soon as I walk in there, they're like, we just like to do things. Like I just want it to like flow organically, and I was like, oh, I'm sold. Like,
I'm
and
here.
then
Yeah,
we ended
I'm
up
here for
talking
it.
the whole time for like 3.5 hours about all the things, the manifestation, the good juju,
There's so many
what
people that
happens
think
when
like
we
us, guys.
die. Yeah,
Did
and
we
they had
know?
so many. I was like, that though, I feel like was the universe. Like it was just meant to be. Not to mention savvy as well, because
I know.
when I put that
that's what I was
out,
thinking. We found old friends again that we didn't even know were around to hang out with.
yeah, who was very
She's an old
like-minded.
friend. I mean. And
so
I
yeah,
knew she
from
was
new
like-minded,
people
but I
that
didn't
are
know
super
how like-minded and how
super,
much
and also
evolved
she
we
inspires me.
evolved.
Like with
Yes.
her. She's another one where I'm like, I just love when I can be sharpened, or I can
by
be
someone else.
Yeah, inspired
Yes.
by someone else, or I can, at least be reciprocated with the good juju.
Right. Or at least be
So
understood.
from like big friendships, new relationships,
Yes.
to old friendships, to even random acquaintances like my tattoo guy, the universe has
Because
been.
she
I
had
was
been
all
talking
by
about it. She
myself,
kept
and
talking
then
about it
now
and it
here I
started
am with
happening.
a plethora
She
of
kept
like-minded
talking about
people.
her thoughts, how she wanted this result, and she suddenly
I
it's a
put
blessing.
it out there.
She's
I gave
being
it to
blessed.
the universe to fill me up, to give
Yes.
it. And all of a sudden, like I had that
She
in a short amount of time. I'm like, but I really do feel like that's
manifested.
because I put that out there.
Yes.
I was like, and I was open,
I
and
know it.
like
yes.
open to it, receiving it, and bam. And so like I just, again, cause proof.
Yes.
There really is something. What you put out, you get back, and what you're
Yes.
open to receive, and
You
what
have to be open to
you
receive.
pray
That's
for.
the key too. You put it out and then be open to it, like expect it. It's hard to do, but just if you tell like she keeps saying, if you tell yourself, repeat it enough, you're going to believe it. So just keep repeating it. It's going to be like this. This is what's going to be.
Yes.
And I've been doing that a lot with a lot of things because I it's so powerful. I've learned, like she has, that it's powerful. Just keep saying it. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Every time that doubt creeps up or whatever that says, oh, you can't do that. Girl, who are you trying to kid? You can't. No. I'm not kidding. Like, I can do that. Like, I will do that. And you just have to keep telling yourself until you believe it. Once you do believe it, then you expect these results to be good and for your good. And I'm telling you, the results are for your good. Always. The universe is for your good. The energy is for your good. Just use it wisely.
And there's plenty of it for everybody.
Get knowledge.
People don't
and
think
get
there's enough for
understanding.
everybody, and there is. There's enough
More
good
than
and
enough.
success for everybody.
And use your knowledge and understanding for the good, for all particles, and you're doing your purpose by doing that.
Yes.
And then follow your goals, your dreams. They're there for a reason. You're special. You're important.
So definitely, yeah, like when you
your
want
purpose
those,
is
put them out
important.
there.
We all need your purpose to be filled. And you need everyone else's
And if
purpose
you
to be
have a
filled.
calling, or like you think you have or something you're interested in, like we believe those are put there. Like, because I've spent a lot of time being like, God, I want to do what you want me to do. And it took me a long time to realize that my dreams and goals that are good were put there by God. That is what He wants me to do. That's why I'm interested in them. So that's not selfish.
Yeah.
And so to put out there and just tell yourself you can do it.
Yep.
Like, and that it'll happen, and have that mindset. And
Yep.
we, like I said, we still have a couple more experiences that we can share
Yeah.
that have been cause and proof.
Mhm.
Mom's got a really good one about her appointment that she had today.
Yes. My appointment.